Well, they did it. Leviatán are your VCT Americas Stage 2 champions. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're talking about the final two matches of the VCT Americas Stage 2 playoffs, which ended with Leviatán taking home their first VCT Americas trophy. Off the back of some amazing performances by Ospos, Kane, Tex, Mazzino, this team got it done, and it's time to talk about how they got there. So this is the board we have today. If you want to hear my thoughts on the other matches that happened during playoffs, that is the video before this one. So you can go watch that one if you want, but for now we're talking about the lower final and the grand final. Starting with the lower final, this was a 3-2 win in favor of Leviatán. So this was of course the El Clasico matchup. This is a matchup that Leviatán have now won every single time in 2024. KRU have not had the upper hand in this matchup so far, but they did make this one really close. The match that happened between these two teams in the playoff bracket before this one was a very lopsided victory for Leviatán, but KRU were able to get up a map lead on Leviatán and almost won it, but they just couldn't do it. Leviatán being very motivated to get to that grand final to try to take the revenge on G2. Starting with map 1, we have Icebox, which was a 13-3 win in favor of Leviatán. This was their map pick. They have been very good on this map this year, and this map made it look like this match was going to go very similarly to the match that happened earlier in the playoff bracket, where I believe KRU only won 6 rounds total. After KRU won the pistol, Leviatán would go on an 11-round win streak, losing the second pistol as well, but then getting the only 2 that they needed in their second half. Very solid performances by Ospos and Tex, who continued their strong playoff run. Kesnet really struggling on this one, only getting 5 kills while playing Reyna. No KRU member were able to get over double digits in kills. So you're definitely not going to beat Leviatán, especially not with Ospos on their team, if that's all you can get. But KRU would get a lot more from themselves on their map pick of Haven. Really not wanting this one to be a lopsided victory for Leviatán, didn't want to make it easy on them. This was a 13-11 win. They would win the pistol yet again. They went on a 4-pistol winning streak. Winning the first pistol yet again, Leviatán just not able to win pistols in these first 2 maps. But Leviatán would take the lead after the first half, it being 7-5. Then, as I said, KRU would take the second pistol. Leviatán would get 3 in a row, and they would get close. But going on 2 separate 3-round win streaks, KRU were able to get this one done and tie the match. Pretty solid work by Calm on this map, getting 23 kills, 18 deaths, 6 assists, or +5 on the Sova. He definitely has had a up and down season so far, but Calm really comes out in the big moments. Maybe he's just a player that when the matches aren't that important, he can't get a lot out of him, but when the matches are really big, he's able to step it up. But Shy and Kesnet doing their best to keep their team in the match. Shy getting 20 kills, Kesnet getting 27 on the Neon, winning the Neon battle with Ospos on this map. Moving on to Sunset, which was Leviatán's pick, KRU were able to steal this one. 13-7 in favor of KRU, starting the map off by winning 6 rounds in a row. Taking that lead early, only allowing Lev to get 3 on their defense side, 9-3 at the half. And then while Lev would finally win a pistol, it really didn't matter much because KRU, after going a bit back and forth in Lev, had the solid lead and they got it done. Despite the loss, solid play from Mazzino on the breach, getting 20 kills. Maybe he heard me talking trash about him in a previous video. I said he was doing just okay, and he ended up being the MVP for Leviatán's playoff run, so I was wrong, and I would like to apologize to Mazzino. Anyway, Heat and Kesnet leading the way for KRU. Heat on the breach and Kesnet on the Neon. Kesnet on the Neon has definitely been working for him lately, and I really like to see him on this agent because I think it fits his playstyle quite a bit. So KRU up a map now, 2-1 heading into Abyss. They have a chance to close it out, but Leviatán would immediately shut that down by winning the first 6 rounds in a row, finally getting on a streak of winning pistols. KRU were only able to muster up 4-round wins on their attack side, so it's 8-4 at the half, and Lev would win the pistol yet again. A bit of a back and forth ends with KRU getting to 10 rounds, but not able to steal the lead from Leviatán. Ospos leading the charge on the Jet, going 24-14-2, +10 for him. Not a great game for Melsner, going 7-19-10 for -12 on the Omen. Kesnet not able to get much done either, 12-19-2 for him. When he's not playing well, KRU generally isn't playing well, but I definitely think the roster is progressing in the right direction where they can have a bit more of an evened out playing field for them. If Kesnet isn't carrying, Heat can pick up the slack. Shy definitely can pick up the slack. MTA at times has shown that ability, so as this roster still continues to progress, I think we'll see more consistent performances from them. Anyways, moving on to the last map on Ascent, this was a 13-10 win in favor of Leviatán. They would steal the pistol yet again, so they really got on a roll with pistols after not being able to win one for the first couple maps. KRU would tie it up, but Leviatán Leviatán would end up with the lead at the half, 8-4. Only needing 5 rounds to win it, really wanting to get it done, but KRU not making it easy for them by winning the next pistol, getting to their bonus round, but Leviatán would steal 2 rounds after that. KRU would tie the game at 10, but Leviatán got the momentum, and they held on. Esports yet again leading the way on Jet with 25 kills, and Mazzino on the deadlock. I was also talking trash about deadlock, so hey, maybe sometimes it can work, and Mazzino definitely in these last 2 matches showing what value she can have. Not great numbers on the side of KRU here. Kesna was able to get 18 kills, but not breaking that 20 mark. Yeah, that's not going to get it done against Leviatán. Looking at the team MVPs on the side of Leviatán, who else but Esports, who went 90, 70, and 21 for plus 20. And on the side of KRU, Shy had a great game, going 86, 74, and 25 for plus 12 against his former team. So El Clasico ends in the season for the time being. There's a chance they face at champs, but both teams have to make it out of the group stage for that to be possible. And I do think it's pretty obvious that Leviatán are the better out of the 2 right now. While if this match was a best of 3, KRU technically would have won, but also the map picks would have been different, so you can't really use that argument. I don't know when KRU is going to be able to win this matchup, but right now, Leviatán, with the amount of talent they have, with how this team has been playing lately, it really seems like it's going to be a while before we see KRU get the upper hand again. But hey, anything can happen at champs and anything can happen next year, so we'll get to that when we get to that. So moving on to the grand final, we have the rematch of Leviatán versus G2. This one was for all the marbles. Well, not all the marbles because these 2 teams are already at champs, this is just for seeding, but also whoever won this match got that sexy Americas trophy to add to their collection. So with G2 having the upper hand the last 2 times that these teams have faced, Leviatán were looking to flip the script. I was convinced that this match was going to go all the way to map 5 because the first 2 maps went into overtime and it just seemed like these 2 teams were just going back and forth, but Leviatán winning in those overtimes and then losing the map 3, but they were able to lock it in on the 4th one. Some incredible play by both teams, but Leviatán always felt like they were just a little bit of a step ahead. As soon as they were able to win that second overtime, it just felt like that took everything out of G2. G2 definitely struggling in best of 5s this year. If I'm counting correctly, G2 are 1 in 3 on best of 5s this year, so definitely struggling to maintain that long run, consistent kind of match. These matches can go very long. It's a battle of endurance more than anything, and Leviatán this time were able to show that resilience, especially after that insanely long match against KRU. That definitely prepared them for this one, and they got it done. G2 does miss out on the regional championship, but heading into champs, no one should take this team lightly. Looking at map 1, we have Lotus, which was a 15-13 win in favor of Leviatán. This was G2's pick, G2 having the double map ban advantage because they were the higher seed, and G2 have been very good on Lotus this year. What's been impressive about their Lotus, to me at least, is their defense side is generally better than their attack side, even though Sideshow kept saying how good of an attack side caller Valen is, which he is. On this map specifically, what's so dangerous about G2 is that they don't necessarily need to have the greatest attack side like other teams do. They have a very solid defensive side, a very good win rate on the defense, but Leviatán were able to break through. 6-6 at the half, Leviatán being on the attack side to start. So G2 going into their attack round, they definitely have a bit of the advantage. Winning the first 3 rounds of the second half, getting that bonus, very important for them. A back and forth second half ends up with G2 at map point, but then Leviatán would tie the game with a 2-round win streak, just barely scraping by. G2 getting the first round win in overtime, but Leviatán winning 3 in a row to end this one. Mazzino continuing his very strong playoff run, getting 34 kills on the breach, just insane numbers. Valen being the best performer on the G2 side, and Trent only getting 12 kills for -10. Kind of surprised his rating isn't lower than Jonah P's, but he didn't have a good match either. And then moving on to Haven, we have yet another overtime game and yet another chance for G2 to put this map away, just not being able to get it done. A back and forth first half ends up with Leviatán in the lead 7-5. G2 would take the pistol in the second half, but Leviatán would steal the bonus, winning 3 rounds in a row. G2 would get to map point looking like they can flip the script, but yet again, Leviatán tie it up. In overtime, G2 win 1, Leviatán win 2 in a row, G2 tie it up yet again, but 2 in a row from Lev would get this one in the bag. With Calm having one of his best maps as a member of Leviatán, getting 28 kills. He's definitely had a rough year, but as I said, he's a big moment player. Icy definitely struggling on this one, only 18 kills on the Jet. So this map was basically where I felt G2 had lost this match. After losing 2 overtime maps in a row, that's gotta take some of the wind out of you because, as I said, it's a battle of endurance. If you can't out-endure the other team, chances are that team's going to beat you. However, moving on to Bayern, G2 would get this one just a little bit closer. 13-9 win in favor of G2 with a comeback victory. Leviatán winning the first 6 rounds in a row, ending the half 8-4. Then G2 winning 5 rounds in a row, losing 1, and then winning 4 to close this map out. Leaf leading the way for his team with some solid play, getting 25 kills on the Viper. G2 were able to shut down Ospas on this one, only holding him to 12 kills. So it looks like G2 could potentially make the comeback, but can they do it on Ascent? The answer would end up being no, and Leviatán would get this one in the bag as quickly as they could have. 13-4 win in favor of Leviatán to win the Americas trophy. 8-4 at the half with Leviatán going on 2 separate round win streaks, and then on the second half, G2 can't get anything done on their attack side. 5 round wins in a row. That was a total of 10 rounds in a row for Leviatán to end this one. Definitely a rough game for Trent, who only got 4 kills. Ospas yet again leading the way, 22 kills for him. Ospas doing Ospas things. Looking at the team MVPs on the side of Leviatán, Mazzino, who got 90 kills total, 64 deaths, 43 assists for plus 26. On side of G2, Leaf probably was their best player today, going 70, 74, and 28 for -4. So Leviatán winning this one take home their first Americas trophy. It's been a long road this season for this team, being built to be a super team and then having a bit of a rough start to the year. It's been quite up and down for them, to be completely honest, but during this stage 2, they have looked incredible. This team looks really scary heading into Champions. I don't think anyone should take them lightly, especially not with Ospas on that team. And now that other members on the team are starting to find their form, Tex, Kane, Mazzino, even Calm, now that this team is not just a one-man show, this is a very dangerous team. Don't take them lightly. And for G2, I don't really think this matters too much. I definitely am concerned about them in best of 5s. But overall, this match doesn't mean a lot in the grand scheme of things. They are heading into Champions in, I think, pretty good form. Take this as a learning experience. You don't need to win the regional championships to win the international ones. So we'll see what they do at Champions. I'm very excited to see what both of these teams do, and we're going to see Ospas at Champs. Can he win another one? So that is all we have to talk about today. Of course, next up is Champions, so we'll be doing some videos on the lead up to that. Look out for my group stage pick'ems, look up for my video about each and every team. Also, in these 2 weeks, I'll be talking about some of the teams that bowed out of Champions that aren't going to make it, and do a little season debrief of those teams. So look out for those videos. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of these matches. Please click like if you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.